Look at inductors. An inductor is a passive electronic component that stores energy in the form of magnetic field. In its simplest form, an inductor consists of a wire or a coil. The inductance is directly proportional to the number of turns which is present in the coil. Inductance also depends on the radius of the coil, and it also depends on the type of material around which the coil is wound around. The standard unit of inductance is Henry, which is abbreviated as H. This is a large unit. More common units are the microhenry, which is abbreviated as mu H. You have millihenry, and occasionally the nanohenry is also being used, that is 10 power minus 9. It is difficult to fabricate inductors onto integrated chips, that is integrated circuit chips, which is nothing but ICs. Fortunately, resistors can be substituted for inductors in most microcircuit applications. In some cases, inductance can be simulated by simple electronic circuits using transistors, resistors and capacitors, which are fabricated onto the IC chips. Inductors are used with capacitors in various wireless communication applications. An inductor connected in series or in parallel with a capacitor can provide discrimination against any unwanted signals. According to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, when the current flowing through an inductor changes, the time varying magnetic field induces an voltage in the conductor. According to the Lenz's law, the direction of the induced EMF opposes the change in the current that created it. Hence, induced EMF is opposite to the voltage applied across the coil. This is the property of an inductor. An important thing to note, an inductor blocks any AC component which is present in a DC signal. The inductor is sometimes wrapped upon a core, for example a ferrite core. The inductor with its components is as shown. Let's look at the symbols. The symbols of various types of inductors are as shown. The storage of energy. When it comes to the storage of energy, one of the basic properties of electromagnetism is that the current, when flows through an inductor, a magnetic field gets created perpendicularly to the current flow. This keeps on building up. It gets stabilized at some point, which means that the inductance won't build up after that. When the current stops flowing, the magnetic field gets decreased. The magnetic energy gets turned into electrical energy. Hence, energy gets stored in this temporarily in the form of magnetic field. Hence, energy gets stored temporarily in the form of magnetic field. Let's look at the working of an inductor. According to the theory of electromagnetic induction, any varying electric current flowing in a conductor produces a magnetic field around that, which is perpendicular to the current. And also, any varying magnetic field produces current in the conductor present in that field, whereas the current is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now, if we consider an inductor which is made up of a conducting coil, and when some current passes through the inductor, a magnetic field is created perpendicular to it, which is indicated as shown. Now, here we have a varying magnetic field which creates some current through the conductor, but this current is produced such that it opposes the main current which has produced the magnetic field. If this current is named as Im, which means the current produced due to the magnetic field, and the magnetic field is indicated by beta, the following figure indicates the same. This opposing current gains strength with the varying magnetic field, which gains energy by the input supply frequency. Hence, as the input current becomes more and more higher with the high frequency, the resulting opposite current also gains its strength in the opposite direction to the very cause which is producing it. Now, this opposing current tries to stop the high frequency AC to pass through the inductor, which means nothing but blocking of AC. The property of an inductor to get the voltage induced by the change of current flow is defined as inductance. Inductance is the ratio of voltage to the rate of the change of the current. the rate of change of current produces the change in the magnetic field, which in turn induces an EMF in the opposite direction to this voltage source. This property of induction is known as EMF. Let's look at types of induction. There are two types of induction. One is self-induction and mutual inductance. When it comes to self-inductance, in other words, inductance of the coil is defined as the property of the coil due to which it opposes the change of the current flowing through it. Inductance is attained by a coil due to the self-induced EMF produced in the coil itself by changing the current flowing through it. If the current in the coil is increasing, the self-induced EMF produced in the coil will oppose the rise of the current. That means the direction of the induced EMF is opposite to the applied voltage. If the current in the coil is decreasing, the EMF induced in the coil is in such a direction so as to oppose the fall of the current. This means that the direction of the self-induced EMF is same as that of the applied voltage. Self-inductance does not prevent the change of current, but it delays the change of current flowing through it. This property of the coil only opposes the changing current, which is nothing but the alternating current, and it never and does not affect the steady current, which is the direct current when it flows through it. Let's look at the expression for the self-inductance. E is equal to L into di by dt, or else we can tell it as L equal to E divided by di by dt, where di by dt is the rate of change of the current and E is nothing but the self-induced EMF of the coil. Next, we'll look into mutual inductance. The mutual inductance between the two coils is defined as the property of the coil due to which it opposes the change of the current in the other coil, or you can say it is in the neighboring coil too. When the current in the neighboring coil changes, the flux sets up in the coil, and because of this, changing flux is induced in the coil, which is called as the mutual induced EMF, and this phenomenon is known as the mutual inductance. Let us now understand the phenomenon of the mutual inductance by considering an example as shown. Two coils, namely coil A and coil B, are placed nearer to each other. When the switch S is closed, the current flows in the coil. It sets up the flux phi in the coil A, and EMF is induced in the coil B. And if the value of the current is changed by varying the value of the resistor, the flux linking with the coil B also changes because of this changing current. Thus, this phenomenon of linking flux of a coil A with the other coil B is known as the mutual inductance. For determining the mutual inductance between the two coils, we got this expression EM equal to M into di1 by dt. The property of an inductor to get the voltage induced by the change of the current flow is defined as inductance. Inductance is the ratio of voltage to the ratio of the rate of change of current. The rate of change of current produces change in the magnetic field, which in turn induces an EMF in the opposite direction to the voltage source. This property of the induction of the EMF is known as the inductance. The formula for inductance is given as voltage rate of change of current. The units for it, inductance is Henry. It is indicated by L. The inductors are mostly available in millihenries and microhenries. A coil is said to have an inductance of 1 Henry when an EMF of 1 volt is self-induced in the coil, where the current flowing has changed at a rate of 1 ampere per second.